Hey there, Printify and Printful partners. I'm Martin.
And I'm Liz, your go-to team for all things print on demand.
There's something we really need to talk about, the T word. Yes, that's right, the US government's proposed tariffs on imports from China, Mexico, and Canada, and the corresponding retaliatory tariffs placed on imports by Canada, what that means for your business, and more importantly, what we're doing to keep your business thriving.
This content is for informational purposes only and does not constitute professional advice. It's based on our understanding as of the date of publication. You are encouraged to seek advice from qualified professionals, and any actions taken based on this information are at your own risk.
First of all, let's cover the basics. What is a tariff and who's responsible for paying it? A tariff is a tax that governments impose on goods imported from foreign countries. By making imported products more expensive, tariffs aim to boost domestic industries by reducing foreign competition. These additional costs are often passed on to consumers, leading to higher prices for imported goods compared to local product. Understanding and navigating these tariffs are crucial for anyone selling anything anywhere, as they directly impact pricing strategies and competitiveness in the market. It's important to note that tariffs are a common tool in international trade policy. They've been around a long time and are used by many countries to protect their domestic markets and industries. And the US or any other government can choose to reduce or remove tariffs at any time. They could also decide to increase them.
So here's the deal with all the recent talk on tariffs. The US government has suggested it will place a 25% tariff on goods imported from Mexico and Canada, and has placed a 20% tariff on Chinese imports that's up and running right now. Initially, President Trump announced the import tariffs on some Mexican and Canadian goods earlier this year, but their implementation has been paused twice, most recently until April 2nd. This means there's still some uncertainty about when, if, or how these tariffs will take effect.
These measures initially included suspending the de minimis exemption, which allows low-value shipments under $800 to enter the US duty-free. However, through all the following amended executive orders and notices, the administration has reinstated the de minimis exemption for Canada, Mexico, and China. Therefore, as of now, the de minimis exemption remains in effect for imports from these countries, allowing qualifying low-value goods to enter the US without incurring tariffs. The good news being that most of the business you'll be doing will fall under the de minimis exemption. But it's worth adding that this situation could change at any time, and it's important to stay up to date with any developments.
Now, you might be wondering, how will all this affect my business? Well, here's the good news. Our commitment to your profitability remains unchanged, meaning you can expect zero price increases for the time being. We're committed to ensuring that if enforced, these tariffs don't impact your costs. Our mission is to empower you to build premium, long-lasting businesses, and that includes keeping your expenses predictable. But things can change pretty quickly.
Our teams are hustling behind the scenes, working hand in hand with suppliers and partners to ensure these tariffs don't hit your wallet. We're exploring alternative sourcing options, negotiating better terms, and finding creative solutions to keep your prices right where they are.
And because we believe in keeping you in the loop, we'll be sending out regular email updates straight to your inbox. This way, you'll always know what's happening and how we are handling things.
But for now, let's tackle some of the questions we've been hearing from you. How will these new tariffs affect Printify and Printful prices? At the moment, we're not increasing prices, but tariffs can be a wild card, affecting products differently based on their nature and origin. We're doing everything we can in the trenches behind the scenes to mitigate any potential price increases, and where possible, we're absorbing costs. But we're also improving our systems and software, sharpening our processes, and reducing our reprint rates. Although it should be noted that prices naturally fluctuate due to a variety of factors beyond tariffs, such as supply and demand dynamics, production costs, and market competition. This year, as always, we'll see prices change for many reasons, not just because of tariffs.
Should I adjust my product pricing? There's no need for you to make any changes due to tariffs right now. However, if these tariffs do come into effect and stick around, prices might have to go up. We'll do everything we can to minimize the impact they have on your business, and we'll make sure to give you plenty of notice if that happens. So keep an eye on your inbox for any updates. But for the moment, nothing is changing.
Will these tariffs affect fulfillment costs, shipping, or both? Tariffs would mainly affect fulfillment costs. However, it's difficult to know how the differences in regulation surrounding, for example, the removal of the de minimis exemption might affect shipping costs. Our team is continuing to look into this, and we'll keep you updated.
Are Printful or Printify absorbing any of the tariff costs? Yes, in some cases we are absorbing costs where we can. We can't add any detail on where exactly because it's changing all the time. Tariffs are announced, then paused, then put back, then adjusted. We have a team working on this almost around the clock. But yes, when we are able to absorb costs to support your profitability, we are doing that.
How often will price changes be updated, and will there be a notice period before increases? We know that frequent price changes can be a hassle, and we want to make things as smooth as possible for you. While we can't make any guarantees, we'll be sure to give you as much notice as we can before any changes and keep those changes to an absolute minimum.
Will the tariff be applied automatically, or will I see it as a separate charge? Our prices reflect all costs, so there won't be any additional charges on your invoice. We do it this way to make it easier for you to price items.
Which specific products will see price increases due to the tariff? For the moment, it appears apparel products are the most likely to be affected, but this situation is fluid. Other product categories may also be impacted as trade policies evolve.
How will tariffs affect sellers in different countries? If these tariffs continue, they could have a significant impact on the global economy. Currently, they're mainly affecting those selling to the US. There's also the possibility of additional retaliatory tariffs from countries affected by the US tariffs, like the retaliatory tariffs imposed on US goods by Canada earlier this month, which could impact US products sold there. Additionally, the European Union recently announced plans for countermeasures against US tariffs on European goods. However, their impact and scope is still unclear. A retaliatory tariff is a tax that one country imposes on imports from another country in response to tariffs or trade barriers that the other country has enacted. This action aims to pressure the initial country to remove or reduce its trade restrictions by making their exported goods more expensive and less competitive in the retaliating country's market.
Will products fulfilled locally be exempt from these tariffs? Yes. Products made and sold in the same country will not be affected by import tariffs. But bear in mind that in some cases, the blank product may originate from a different country and could be affected. Plus, if these tariffs do happen, then it could have a knock-on effect on a lot of industries. For example, energy could become more expensive for our printing facilities, and we need energy to print your orders.
How can I adjust my pricing or margins to offset tariff costs without negatively impacting my business? How you price your products is up to you. While increasing product costs often lead to higher consumer prices, you can still keep your profitability without turning away customers. By optimizing marketing expenses, enhancing your SEO rankings, and implementing value-based pricing strategies, you can effectively offset increased costs without compromising customer satisfaction.
Will these tariffs affect shipping times? At this time, we don't anticipate any delays in shipping due to the tariffs. Our logistics teams are on top of it to ensure your products reach your customers as scheduled.
How can I stay updated on this situation? We will be sending out regular email updates to keep you informed. We'll also post information on your Printify and Printful dashboard to make sure you're kept in the loop on if and how tariffs are affecting our operations and your business. But do yourself a favor and keep watching the news for the latest on the situation.
Here's what you need to do. Stay updated. We'll keep you posted on relevant changes. Keep selling. We're making sure your business stays profitable. Reach out. If you got questions, we got answers.
Remember, you're not alone in this. The recent merger between Printify and Printful has strengthened our capabilities, allowing us to support you even better during times like these. By leveraging our expertise, we're more equipped than ever to navigate these challenges with you.
We understand that news like this can be a bit unsettling, but we're here to ensure your business keeps running smoothly. Our dedicated teams are working almost around the clock to make sure you can focus on what you do best, which is creating amazing experiences for your customers.
We truly appreciate your continued support and partnership. Together, let's embrace these challenges as opportunities to achieve even greater success.
So until next time, keep creating and keep innovating and keep thriving.